Hello, everyone. This is ALBERTA, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the Beyond Bitcoin show. Today is June 23rd, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, conviction. Thanks, Chris, for hanging out tonight in San Juan, Puerto Rico with me, baby. I was hanging out with Chris. He's in motion, a dude I've been in contact with for a while here because of the BitcoinMeister show and my Twitter. You can follow me on TechVault over there, BitcoinMeister on Steemit. Check out all the links below if you want to get a Trezor, Ledger Nano, Adam's crypto consultation, Adam at trezorhelp.com, all sorts of information in the links below. Everything I talk about is listed there. And of course, this week in Bitcoin, yesterday was also, check out that link, disruptmeister.com. Okay, that was a lot of promo. So I'm walking back from hanging out with Chris. By the way, we hung out in the Starbucks. We didn't buy a thing. Thanks for that policy, Starbucks. Bam. Anyway, so I'm walking back with this very shirt on through the streets of San Juan, wondering to myself, no one has said anything to Bitcoin to me in San Juan randomly, other than, well, Chris and I were talking about Bitcoin. That's all we were talking about, but that wasn't random. So I'm walking, I see these people are putting books in piles on the sidewalk, but it's like near like a club area. It was kind of weird. They were giving away free books. And a girl just comes up to me. She says, I like your shirt. And I did a double take. I'm like, huh? She's like, yeah, I like your shirt. Bitcoin. I was like, you know what Bitcoin is? She's like, yeah, of course. And then her friend, another girl, was like, yeah, I love Bitcoin. So there you go. There you go. Now, they had dark hair, so I think they were Puerto Ricans. They were speaking English. People mostly on the streets are speaking Spanish. I didn't converse. I just kept on walking. I had a big smile on my face. I'm like, great. There's my first Bitcoin interaction. And to tell you the truth, that's only a few times in my life when I've been wearing a Bitcoin shirt have people said anything to me. So good job, San Juan. That's a good sign, Puerto Rico. Pound that like button if you want to move to San Juan to save money on taxes when one day in the far away future when you sell your Bitcoin. Chris was telling me about that. I'm no expert on that type of thing, but part of the reason some of the Bitcoin millionaires are moving down here is because it's a favorable tax situation in terms of capital gains once you sell your Bitcoin, which I don't recommend doing for fiat. Remember, 2020 having long-term thinking. Okay, so let's go beyond Bitcoin. That was kind of a beyond Bitcoin story there, wasn't it? And anyway, here in San Juan, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of empty buildings, and I see great potential for gentrification. If you're a Bitcoin millionaire, don't buy some private gated-in community. Move to a place like on this street where I am here, whatever this street is named. It's not far from the ocean. I always forget the name of the neighborhood. I mentioned it in 2 shows ago on Thursday. Check that out. But, and I'm a guy, obviously I'm from Baltimore, so I just said Baltimore with the biggest Baltimore accent, didn't I? I'm from Baltimore, so I can take a lot of different urban environments more so than a lot of people who are just used to suburban living in the United States. But whatever, to each his own. Come check it out. Come check out Puerto Rico. I think I haven't seen a bad reaction to Bitcoin millionaires here yet. I think more Bitcoin millionaires should at least visit here, spend some money down here, help the area out. And I'm looking forward to Wednesday. I am definitely going to the Bitcoin meetup. Okay, so let's go beyond Bitcoin here. MGTOW Money has a video linked to below, and I linked to it below, of course. I'm just repeating myself, aren't I? I'm a little tired again. The heat gets to you when you're running and stuff. So MGTOW Money's 12 rules for your life. And it's a great video. It's kind of the same theme that I promote, long-term thinking type of stuff. So watch it. You don't have to be a man or a MGTOW to enjoy it, but prepare for the future. Don't try to predict the future. Oh, I love that. I love that. And you know what? That just kind of sums up my whole content creation philosophy. I'm not here to predict the future, dudes. I'm here to help everybody prepare for the future. But the 80%ers, they want to hear predictions for the future. They want to hear numbers, predictions. Oh yeah, but they don't prepare. They just watch these 80% mind-numbing clickbait videos, and they're like, "Ooh, that person predicted 19,999 on December the 19th, 2019. Oh wow, I better do nothing and just watch the next one of these videos and just be paranoid about doom and gloom." No, prepare for the future, people. Save. Don't spend frivolously. Travel so you learn more. Study, read, watch educational videos. Watch channels like mine and World Crypto Network. Podcasts are linked to below. So prepare for the future. Don't try to predict the future, and apply that to every aspect of your life, including the 20% channels you watch, and don't watch those 80% channels. Yeah, I want you to watch my 20%. I know most people aren't going to watch. They want the 80%. They want the 80% Neo. They want to hear about Neo in China. All right. He also says amass FU money at a young age. That is freedom. Amen. Amen. Yeah, dudes, that is what freedom is. When you have enough money, when you have no shame. You can just say F you to the world. You put your face out there on YouTube and you say things like I do. And you want to do that when you're as young as possible. So you're healthy and you can live it up. Because when you're younger, that's when you're your strongest. That's when you can live it up the most. And I mean, I'm feeling great. I have no idea when you get try to live the healthiest lifestyle possible. He also points that out. But again, true freedom is amassing FU money. That gets you true freedom. Do it at a young age. 27 years old. That is, some people say that is a man's ultimate age. If you actually look at like baseball statistics and other sports statistics, a lot of people peak around 27 years old, some 30 years old or whatever. So it says a lot. I mean, hey, if you're under 27 and you're out there, dude, work your butt off, study this stuff, be in motion, and try to get as much money by the time you're 27. Seriously, why not? Aim to retire by your 27. Have high hopes, high goals. That's awesome. But I do want to tell some of the younger guys out there who may be like 19 years old now, and they're like, "Oh, life is terrible. I can't get this. I can't." When you're 27, you're going to be in good shape if you stay in shape. All right, B Ruck over in the super chat. Thank you for the $1.99 you just spent. Okay to spend my BTC to buy tickets. No, it's not. My Philly event, there's a $45 discount code below. You can gather $45 in the next 2 months without selling your Bitcoin, dude. Come on. I mean, I just found 2 cents out on the streets of San Juan, where there was just like a major storm 6 months ago or whatever, where supposedly everybody's broke and everybody's in horrible poverty. And it's not true. People are doing it. I mean, the streets are empty, but I'm finding money on the ground in a place that's supposedly in horrible shape. You can get $45 without selling your Bitcoin to go to the Philadelphia event. Again, that is linked to below, everyone. The discount code that you'll get in for $45 is below. So B Ruck, thank you for bringing that up. But don't spend your Bitcoin on going to my event in Philly. Use $45 in fiat and use the discount. The discount code will get you the 40. It's more than $45 for other people who don't watch this show. That is on August the 18th. Ken Bozak will also be speaking there. I'll mention the URL in a second. I have it written down. All right, so here we go. Here's another thing that young people make a mistake. I think a lot of people, maybe if they're in the public school system, they don't have high hopes, or they don't shoot to be independent. They think they have to go through, and if they don't want to go to college, they're like, well, maybe I'll join the Army. The Army pays well. I mean, I don't see how anyone in their right mind, and I know you love the United States of America. That's great. That's great. That's your choice, okay? But again, this is about personal responsibility. I don't know how anyone since 9/11, when we really ramped up our military presence in some horrifying areas around this world, and to see what has happened to some of the men after they've been in the desert, after they've been through in battle, or maybe even through friendly fire, exposure to chemicals. A lot of them get hooked on drugs over there. How anyone could join the Army. I don't know how any one of you can join the United States Army. And I'm just health conscious wise, okay? You're gonna come back a broken man. And some people are like, oh, it's discipline. No, discipline yourself another way. Move up in society another way. Get into Bitcoin, okay? You know, how you're gonna get sent to Niger, okay? We have men in Niger now, of all places, such a horrifying place. The average woman has 7 children there. I mean, the men that got killed there, were they ripped apart by the people that killed them? I mean, like, you're begging for death once they capture you, okay? You'd rather be killed than be tortured at that. I mean, how could anyone want to be in that situation? So, I mean, this pertains to my whole lifestyle thing. You want to be healthy in mind, and you want to aim high, and you want to take personal risk. So we've got all these people complaining, oh, the U.S. Army killed my brother, the U.S. Army killed my son, or guys saying the U.S. Army blew my legs off. Dudes, you know what you're getting into here. This is a very risky, horrifying endeavor. Don't do it. You're going to get maimed either in your head or your body. And sure, you're going to get paid $40,000. I don't know what they even get paid. Aim higher than that, my people. Wherever you live, do not join the military if you do not have to join the military. There's some countries where you have to, but it's not as dangerous, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, I have a USA perspective on this. And no, it's not fun getting sent to Niger or Afghanistan or Iraq or wherever else we might have troops that it doesn't get very well publicized and stuff. You're asking for it. You really are asking for it. And this is about personal responsibility. So if you get your legs blown off, or if you become a drug addict, hey, it's your fault. It's your freaking fault. You joined it up. You joined up. So I don't know why any rational person even considers it an option anymore. But still, Volunteers of America, there's more and more that want to be a part of it, apparently. Volunteers of America is actually a very good song by Jefferson Airplane. The opening riff, the whole thing, it's a very short song. They're trying to rip on America on that. I didn't like that aspect of it, but it's just a good, it sounds good. Volunteers of America, Jefferson Airplane. It's 50 years old now, I guess, that song. When Grace Slick was actually good looking back then. All right, so, and she was a natural woman. To compare a rock woman from the time of Grace Slick to a rock people now and rap people, the amount of fake body parts they have on now compared to, like, you could see Grace Slick was a regular person. She had small breasts. She was just built. I mean, she was a thin person. She was on drugs eventually too, but she was a pretty woman naturally. That's how people used to look, apparently. I wouldn't know because I've only been around to see only fake people, my fake women. I mean, you see these rap women now, they've got implants in their backsides. They don't even need implants in their backsides. They have naturally huge butts, and they're making them even bigger. I was just walking around the streets of Puerto Rico. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get into what I saw. Pound that like button for Grace Slick and the Jefferson Airplane. And no, she does not look good now, but she is over 70 years old, and she hit the wall a long time ago. And when you do a lot of drugs, you hit the wall earlier. Okay, so we've got in the U.S. I've been hearing about this immigrant thing and the illegal immigrants trying to bring their kids in, and just the emotions that have been thrown in front of my face. I don't even try to pay attention to these stories, but they're just out there on the internet. They're just, does anyone else, do any of you guys out there, and I hope that a lot of you guys are 20%ers that are watching my video. Do you guys fall for this emotional nonsense? Do you get caught up in it at all? I mean, that Time magazine thing, I mean, it's they're committing an illegal act. They got to take personal responsibility, and they're bringing their kids along. So, I mean, sometimes it's not even their kids; they're just bringing them as mules to get into the United States. Again, I feel nothing for these people at all. I mean, they need to take personal responsibility. I'm not here to bail them out. I'm not here to feel bad for them or cry about them on air and you know, I mean, again, people are weaponizing the whole situation, which is so. I mean, just don't fall for it, ignore it, and just say, I don't care. I mean, that's the best thing to do because you shouldn't care. They should take personal responsibility for themselves. They should be familiar with the policies. You know, when you're running across a bunch of countries with kids, you take some personal responsibility for your kid. What kind of parent are you anyway? What kind of human being are you? You're just dragging kids along. Take personal responsibility. Or you can just blame it on white people like me and Trump or whoever. I mean, whatever. Take your choice. You can either blame white people or you can try to be, you know, a little bit more, you know, into personal responsibility. And again, it's not just white people that are responsible. There's all sorts of people that take personal responsibility. But it just seems, you know, the way this is, the way all this is being framed a lot is like, instead of blaming myself for my own mistakes, I'm going to blame the people who control the country or the majority, the people who are doing the best. They must be their fault since they're doing well. They're the cause of all my problems. Oh, it's so great to have FU money, isn't it, that I can say things like this? Oh, pound that like button. Do you guys like it? Do you like it that the Meister can say anything he wants to because of Bitcoin? Oh, it's so good. And that's why all you young guys should try to be in this situation as early as possible. Look, I can say it. White people, white people, white people. White people have a lot of money. Oh, isn't that horrible? We worked hard. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Trump is rich. Oh. Anyways, don't worry about what those people say. Okay. And yeah, Trump's a sociopath. Who gives a darn? Whatever. Who cares about who? People think these ignorant people don't even know how government works. The president is a dictator. He can't, I mean, there's checks and balances. We had founding fathers. Learn about your history, people. It is awesome to have FU money. FU money, pound that like button. Look, I mentioned MGTOW is out there. Oh, yeah. He said he got rid of his TV a while ago. I don't blame him. You know what else Vention got rid of? Women. Because he knows he's getting rich without a darn woman. He ain't getting taken to the cleaners. Oh, baby. Vention's awesome, baby. Vention is awesome. Live long and prosper, Vention. Hey, and you know, you can get into women, whatever. I mean, I had my fun with the ladies, but I didn't get have my money taken away. It's funny, you know, I meet with a lot of Bitcoin people in cities that I go to. So many of them have had half of their fortunes taken away by women. It's unbelievable. And they get to see their kids like once a month or never. I mean, it's good luck. You should know what you're getting into here. All right, but we're going to talk about a woman in a second here. What does this say? Okay, speaking of women, housing competition is the downfall of men. Okay, most men like Vention and I, we don't care what kind of house we live in. Okay, just as long as it's comfortable. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to have all the amenities. We can fix things. When you have a certain type of wife, and this is the majority of wives out there today in the Western world, they are putting pressure on you. You got to have a 4-bedroom house before you even have one kid. You got to have marble cabinets. You got to have the better house than her friends or the people next door. And you're adding all these things. You just paid $400,000 for a house that's got, you know, everything was installed in the last 3 years. No, you got to redo everything for the woman. I mean, what kind of woman is that? She loves you? No. I don't think she loves you. She can't understand why you don't need to replace the countertops, pay $50,000 to replace your whole kitchen when it's totally fine. I mean, it's ridiculous out there. And again, some women aren't doing the harm. I mean, I'm not saying the women are doing this out of bad intentions either. They're just into the competition. That's how some naturally are. Men and women are different. James Damore was right. Ooh, you gotta love when you can say things like that. You put your face out there and people can see me on the streets and they can say, oh, there's that guy that said X, Y, and Z about women. So what? Take my Bitcoin. Go ahead and make my day. You can't do a darn thing to me. FU money, baby. Bitcoin is the FU money. Pound that like. So anyway, guys, you gotta be really careful with this housing thing. You gotta be a saver. You don't have to be blowing your whole wad, getting into insane debts, you're not improving your house. You could already live in your house. I lived on freaking Linden Avenue in Baltimore City, okay? I bought that house. I mean, I never replaced the darn oven in my unit. That oven had to be from like 1989 or something like that. I figured out how to like jerry rig a thermocoupler and stuff. Look at me mentioning, I mentioned thermocouplers. A guy like me knows about unbelievable that a guy like me knows about thermocouplers. But you learn, and instead of spending money, you learn how things work and stuff, okay? That is how you save money. That is how you get FU money when you're 27 years old or whatever, or 30 years old, and you can have, this is freedom. This is true happiness here. Yeah, instead of you blowing your wad on $200 down at the club and you don't even come home with anything anymore. In my day, I gotta say, I didn't spend any money at the clubs and stuff. I did get, I mean, I don't even want, I shouldn't even say that. I did come, there were women are attracted to men for various different reasons. I mean, some, I guess they like the spiky hair and they slept with me the first night or whatever. You're gonna meet some, that's rare these days, I hear. That's rare these days, okay? Again, it was good when it lasted. It doesn't last forever, and things have changed. Things change for the worst every year in terms of that type of thing. And you can look up in the MGTOW videos what that is all about. I'm not going to get into that kind of thing now because it's kind of wrong. It's almost wrong for me to say, you know, don't go out and have fun when I did go out and have fun, and I valued my life. I valued my wealth in women at one time. I did. But there was a lot of time wasted on that. I could have spent my time a lot. And again, what do I have to say for it? I can tell you guys stories about how I banged some really hot woman a few times here. And there was one there, another one. I had some hot girl, three hot girlfriends, whatever. It's whatever. It's a story. It's nothing but a story now. It's nothing but what do I have to, I learned my lesson. That's why, thank God they didn't take my money. Thank God. That's the best thing out there right now. So enough about the women's side of things. Be very careful with your houses. And you know, eventually when you do become mature enough, you will realize like, no, you don't have to have sex all the damn time. Okay. The darn time. You don't, you really don't. There are better things in life. There are other things in life. Okay. And again, I know it's easier said than, since maybe you should definitely have some experiences, I guess. I mean, I can't say not to have any experiences when I've had a lot of experiences in the past. But just, it's not that great. You end up with a bunch of stories, guys. And the memories do fade, even if you've got a great memory like I do. And it's, all right, so yeah, what else do we have here? Insane. Yeah, I noticed that, yeah, if you just have a cheap non-living base, then you're in great shape, okay? So just let that be your base. A cheap non-debt living base, I should have said, not non-living. It's a great structure to start with. All right, another video. Don't get into debt, guys. Showing, here, Human, who is a great MGTOW content producer. A very smart man. I linked to his video below. It is his greatest video of all time because Human shows his face, finally. Oh, yes. He had never shown his face before. He's in Melbourne, Australia. He has shown his face, so now everybody in Melbourne can know who Human is. Clearly, Human has some FU money, or he just has FU freedom. He has freedom. He has true freedom, but he doesn't care. He has said some things that are just great, and it obviously would offend the mainstream and everything, but now he's showing his face. And that is very respectable. It's very inspirational for all the dudes who aren't showing their faces, whether it be in MGTOW, whether it be in Bitcoin, whether it be in whatever, anything. We men, you got to get to the freedom level and the lack of shame level to show your face and get there. Make that a goal too. So what would I say? Yeah, you should be able to show your face, but get some FU money, do it as early as possible. And you can just say things like I'm saying, just ramble on about race and sex and money and all sorts of things. You don't care what anybody else thinks. There is no shame with the Meister, baby. There is no shame. What else do we have? All right, Edmonton. So I'm going to be in Calgary, in Alberta for my first time in my life. July 9th and 10th is the Bitcoin Rodeo, bitcoinrodeo.com. Then I'll be in Red Deer for their meetup. And then on the 12th, I'll be in Edmonton for their meetup. And I'm going to stay in Edmonton for the rest of July. But there's an article in the Edmonton newspaper I found pretty randomly. City to look at making every neighborhood include 16% affordable housing. Oh my God, the dictatorial ideas of these local governments, even in Canada, to redo zoning so that 16% must be affordable. And they're talking about taking church lots and putting affordable housing on it. So all of a sudden, people have moved into a neighborhood and they completely change the zoning, and it brings down the value of it. I mean, this just messes with the whole natural economic scheme of things when the government tries to create affordable housing. That makes things less affordable for most people, okay? Because it makes people move out, it makes a neighborhood bad, it makes people choose another neighborhood. The houses in one neighborhood go down in value, but then all of a sudden, all these other people get freebies, whether it be through HUD in the United States. I mean, this is why all these immigrants or illegals are trying to get in the United States, because the package of prizes is amazing. You get paid by the government, free housing by the government, which is way better than the free housing, than the paid for housing in their third world countries. I mean, when you get free housing in some cities in the US and probably Canada, it's air conditioned. Maybe they'll give you a TV. I mean, there's no power in the huts of South Africa and stuff. You know, they're literally, when you're driving on the highway in Cape Town, you see on the side of the road between the city and the airport, I mean, people just have like makeshift huts set up, okay? There's no electricity there. People just kill people there and stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I'm not saying South Africans aren't obviously running across the United States border to get in, but the obviously in some of these third world countries to the south of Mexico, it's horrible. But so of course you'd want to get to the United States to get your prize of the free affordable housing zoned by the city of Baltimore, or in Canada, zoned by the Edmonton. And again, you're probably saying, "Oh no, Adam, this isn't illegal immigrant housing." Eventually, they'll find their way in there. Don't worry. And that's the reason why mandating affordable housing zoning it just messes with the whole natural economy. I mean, you're not supposed to say, no, this you're gonna build a house and you can only sell it for this amount. You can only rent it out for this amount. It just messes with everything, and other people end up paying more, and it's the responsible people that. But again, take personal responsibility. If you see something like this happening, move out. Just move out. Move to another area. Don't own a house in these areas, because owning a house really gets you stuck. Become a renter. There's no shame in being a renter. That's another thing. When we go back to the women are making their men buy these luxurious houses. You get pinned down with a mortgage. You get pinned down in a certain location. If you just rent it, you can move around all the time. You could divert. You can have an adventure. Your wife should enjoy that. You'd save more money. No, they want to have what the renting is shameful for some women. No, be ashamed. You want, again, guys, you're meeting women. You think you're in love. You think you're going to get married. Ask them some questions. Ask them housing questions. Would you mind if we rented? See what they say. Would you mind if I don't get you a diamond ring that costs as much as a freaking Tesla? Instead, we could buy some Bitcoin, and then in 5 years, we'll get a Tesla, and yeah, you can show off to your friends that way. I don't know. All right. So yeah, again, don't be the kind of person. If you meet someone who's all into showing off and competing with, just showing what the frivolous things you have, run away. And don't be that person either. Men can be that way too. On these, look how big my TV is. Look at all the NFL games I get. Yeah, great, dude. What's that mean to me? Again, true freedom is when you have the FU. Those guys don't have true freedom. Basically, so you go to their house, their huge house. They show you their huge TV. They're working for the Social Security Administration down in Woodlawn in Baltimore. They can't make videos like this. They'll get fired. Even from a government job, they'll get fired if they made a video like this. They can't show their face. So they don't have freedom, and they got to play by the government rules. How could you even work for the Social Security Administration? That's not freedom. That's slavery right there. That's basically just glorified welfare, working for the government. I mean, it really is. You're kind of doing something, but you're doing something that's totally unnecessary. Social Security Administration isn't necessary. They have a huge building complex down in Woodlawn, Maryland, a suburb of Baltimore. It's not that we don't need Social Security. That shouldn't even exist. But yeah, those dudes have jobs there. A friend of mine told me that some people got caught doing something pretty nasty in the stairway at Social Security. I mean, yeah, be a part of that glorified welfare there. guys, true freedom. Get your earn, and there's just a certain pride when you have true freedom too, man. It's awesome. It is awesome. Get that FU money. Be able to say what you want to say. Because so many guys are being muzzled. Most men are being muzzled. What, 99%, 98% of men are being muzzled out there. If they don't, and most, I'd say 20% of the men out there don't want to toe the party line, but so many of them do have to be politically correct. And some of them have, their way of secretly protesting is voting for Trump. Okay, great. But you'd rather have the pride and the freedom to say everything that you really feel in person when people see your face. That's freedom. That's FU money, baby. So I want to talk about 20%ers and 80%ers real quick. How many people actually check out the links below videos and the summaries below the videos? And I'm not just talking about mine. I'm talking about any video out there. I quite often, I'll click on links. I'll read the summaries. You learn so much from that. You learn about new content creators from clicking on links below videos that the content creator has provided. I have learned so much. I've become a better person. And it makes you elite. I'm seriously, it gets you that much closer to becoming elite. So again, the people who are just in it to not even pay attention to what they're listening to, let alone click on the links. I mean, it's a waste. Why even be here, dudes? Why even be here if you're just like, and this goes a lot of these Bitcoin videos and cryptocurrency videos that are out there, people just go to them just to hang out in the chat. Okay, maybe once or twice that's cool. You're hanging out in the chat and you're smack talking with some dude. But dude, if that's all you're doing, you're not gaining anything. You're just wasting your darn time. And if you're doing the opposite, if you're actually picking up all of the content to its maximum, like clicking on the links, reading the few paragraphs belowhand, you're going to become that much better of a person. You're going to be that much closer to being way ahead of everyone, being a true 20%er and being closer to FU money, baby. All right. I'm really saying FU. It's MGTOW money. He's a pretty good content producer, man. He's got me saying some of his phrases here. And I check out his links. Definitely, Sandman will sometimes link to some really good videos. Sandman has linked to mention MGTOW videos before, in fact. All right. Yeah, so there's so many great sources of information out there. Now, speaking of bad sources of information, this Rachel Maddow creature. Now, again, I do not have TV. Thank Hashem, I don't have TV. But because of all this stuff that's been in the news lately, this creature's face has been thrown in front of me. And I have to ask the men watching this, do any of you actually watch her or it or whatever that this creature is? Do any of you watch this? How can anyone take 1 second of this? I mean, it's first of all, it's totally biased, but this individual is hideous. I mean, I want to vomit. I couldn't believe it. If I had a woman and I was engaging in activity with a woman and I wanted to last longer, I would think about Rachel Maddow, and I would probably lose there'd be significant shrinkage. In fact, I wouldn't be able to perform. I mean, this is how sickening this creature is. So there was a clip shown where, like, Brian Williams, who's a total liar, and I don't like the Brian Williams dude at all, but he's asking some legitimate. I think it was during the North Korean stuff. He's asking like legitimate questions, and all of a sudden, this creature, Rachel Maddow, interrupts him and starts. It's not even an interview anymore. It's just like accusations to make white people look horrible or something. I don't know. And because or white men in her case, or I don't know what that has down there. But so I thought to myself, and I was telling a relative of mine this, if you had a scientific study where you got straight men, it was only straight men you were studying, and you measured their sexual arousal, because they've done studies like this before, and you showed them a picture of Brian Williams versus Rachel Maddow, I'm willing to bet that the picture of Brian Williams would sexually stimulate 100% straight men more so than the picture of Rachel Maddow. So if you were a man, I don't know how. I don't know how you can. I love this. Is great. I'm able to talk like this. All right. So yeah, that's a sickening creature. And you know what? And she said it says I'm ashamed. This is disgusting. But I think this individual claims to be of the same religion I am. And I think probably this person's unfortunately this person's mother was probably Jewish, and thus this individual who probably hates all Jews, I would assume, she's a self-hating Jew, obviously, or it is. I mean, so again, there are some bad Jewish people out there. She's clearly one of them. But again, there's bad people in everything. But again, so all the Jew haters will point to her or it as an example. Look, this is it's embarrassing that such an individual is a Jewish person. And it's just, what can I say? That's all I can say. I can say to you guys, watch BitcoinMeister, you'll see a good Jewish person who's proud of being Jewish, who's a Zionist, who cares about his people, not like that creature out there who's into every communist cause under the sun, and just to tear society apart, whatever that creature Maddow is into. Oh my God! I have significant shrinkage right now. I mean, it's like gone inside of me right now, thinking about that creature. Oh my God! I shouldn't think about that anymore. All right, so the Philadelphia event is CryptoCoinCon.com. That's CryptoCoinCon.com. $45. You'll get $45 tickets discount below. All right, and yeah, thanks again to my great people in South Florida. That was a great week last week. Those dudes are great out there in South Florida. I have no idea when I will return there. I had my fair share of South Florida. People were asking me, I didn't see you, Adam. When will you return? I don't know when I will return, dudes. Probably not this year, probably not 2019. Because I'm in Puerto Rico right now, and I'm trying to diversify here, South Florida wasn't exactly my thing. It's, to each his own. It's very suburban. It's kind of hot, kind of humid. Things are spread out. You got to run a long way to get your food and everything. It's not meant for a runner, and people drive badly. And there are a lot of ex-New Yorkers that are like 80 years old driving around. It's not. I don't like to hang with those types. But there were some good dudes there, obviously, and I thank them all. All right, so yeah, follow me, TechBalt on Twitter, DisruptMeister.com. All right, intellectual Bitcoin elite, guys. To assign fault is not productive, okay? So no, Rachel Maddow isn't bringing down Western society. It's not her fault, but hey, you've got the personal responsibility to avoid that if that sickens you. And I've avoided it pretty well. Take personal responsibility. Don't waste time blaming people. Stay in motion, people. Get into productive activities so you can be in a situation where you can just speak your mind. True freedom is great. It really is. And yeah, shame is how they beat you. Don't let the creatures of the world shame you. And it's easy not to be shamed when you've got the money backing you up to say whatever the heck you want to say, to have that pride, because it is, there's just a certain level of unexplainable pride that you have because of Bitcoin, because of whatever, because you were patient, because you weren't impulsive, because you saved, because you did the right thing, and you don't work for anyone, you work for yourself, that you can say anything you want to. I'm Adam Meister. Pound that like button, BitcoinMeister, DisruptMeister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the notes section below. I will say hi to you guys in the super chat right now, or in the chat right now. Bye-bye.